Well, good morning, everybody. It seems breaking news, and for the province of Alberta, it looks as though the preacher, Arthur Pulaski, has been removed by the party board. They no longer wish to pursue religion. In fact, I knew this was a problem. It was the donations. And folks, when you're in provincial politics and you're in a provincial party, it's inappropriate to mix church and party donations. There's lots of other issues. But I know with the pro-life folks and the Christian party that was the pro-life party, they heavily are influenced and got Arthur in there, and he has no political background, and you can't take church donations, funnel it through a party. It's illegal, highly illegal. I don't think the party's going to be in a lot of trouble over that. It's clearly his campaign, his issues that he's going to have to deal with elections Alberta. Should they pursue that? I saw the donation page and daily donations, 2,500. For folks who don't know, the maximum allowable annual donations per person is $4,000. So when you grossly exceed that, it's problematic. It's very problematic, and you can't mix religion with political party. All political parties come with pre-registered societies. You have to at least have applied for that. I know, depending on the province, that can take quite a bit of time, and then they do give you allowance for that. But the reality is, at the end of the day, folks, you can't mix the two. It's against the law, and there's all kinds of stuff from the past coming up here, and I've seen that. I haven't commented, but I saw the letter. Dorothy shared the letter from the Independence Party of Alberta, and the board's had him removed. That was yesterday. I'd heard it, but I said, hey, I got to see a written record. I have to see that, and I got that. Now it's on my timeline, so that's the way it is. But my offer still stands for the the Independence Party of Alberta, my former party, and Mark Friesen's Buffalo Party, all independent or autonomous party, even the WIPA. I'll extend that to Derek Fildebrandt too, because folks, August 1st, I'm setting it up at the legislature. If those parties agree to come, I'm going federal. It's no skin on me, but I do have a Constitutional Conventions Act, and that has gone through World Academia. I was to give that after it was screened by the greatest legal minds in the world, and they were torn. They said, Dave, we don't know if you can do some of those things. And then Quebec went and did the very first thing. They said, we don't think that can happen. Not all of them, folks, but these are tremendous. Oh boy, I got you guys. I had to go for a walk. Got to wave the phone around. It's the way it is, rural Alberta. But where I left off is they said, we don't think you can do that. Quebec did the very first thing that everybody argued couldn't be done. And all in all, there were only three issues, as I told people about my Act that came back with flags, or at least they didn't say it couldn't be done. They just weren't sure that would be appropriate. And Quebec just proved my very first thing was. The other two issues have already been rectified anyway. Act sits as it is. So Hector Lopez broke. Oh goody, waving her around again. So my offer still remains for all those parties. Come August 1st, we're going to host Constitution Day, World Constitution Day. Ooh, gets frustrating. So again, the offer still stands. Hector Lopez Beaufil from Catalan Independence, an region that won a majority, and they took government for independence by a clear, massive majority. They did a Declaration of Independence. The Spanish military was mobilized. They arrested the MPs, president had to flee. He was later removed from the country, barred. All airports were locked down, and they were all arrested and many convicted, 13 years, and some are still in jail today. Folks, he will come. If these groups want to come together and you want to learn the truth, it will be on World Constitution Day. And we're going to host that in Edmonton, Alberta. And I'm going to have others who want to participate do that all over Canada in their respective cities. And we're going to give that education. But that will be August 1st at the Edmonton Legislature. I'll have all that booked. There'll be giveaways of party memorabilia. I'm going to order a bunch of that. I got a guy just great at that. And there's going to be hats and coffee mugs, all kinds of stuff. We'll have flags, banners, balloons, all of it, right? So that's what we're going to do, and we'll sign people up, of course, and we'll see other cities that want to do that around Canada. We'll get that done for everybody, but yeah, cross your T's, dot your I's. Don't get into politics thinking that you're going to set the rules, because it ends very, very fast for you. Political science is a degree in school, and you know what? I didn't get one, but I made sure to master it long before I got into it. I had no issues. I ran a majority. People say that was an impossible task. I proved it isn't. And self-taught, self-learned. I have lots of excellent people in Alberta who went through that, learned that with me. And folks, you know, we're going to get that all across Canada. We're going to really strengthen people. I should tag Sheffrey in this too, and I'm going to go back after and put a little byline in the title. But I wanted to say for Sheffrey, we'll see you tonight. I'm up early. I'm going to get my truck finished, I hope, today. And my girls really want that, so we can go to the mall and do all their girly stuff. But Sheffrey, you're coming a long way. I'm very impressed. I like the suit. I like that you're answering PPC people, putting our logo down. It's just awesome. We want you on board. We want to get you up to snuff and up to speed. You're already very talented. You know, there's lots to be salvaged here, folks. I know that Sovereign Citizen. I have a group of 3. Actually, one of the founders of that who's not into all the crazy, all the I guess grifters and actual frauds using that terminology and actually hijacking the original guys. And we had a long talk, and they're on board too, and we're going to get more people on board, and we are going to go through everybody again. Now that everybody's had some time post-pandemic, it's been endemic since December 26, 2022, it's time to put down hatchets and qualms and come together. And those who can't, no problem. Keep on your merry way, but you won't be with us. I mean, we can't take lunatic or radical, either far right or far left, and extremists and all kinds of other areas. And we're just not going to take it because it doesn't help for our platform. We have a simple platform for everybody. And there's education that comes with that. Real civics. We're going to show Canadians something they've never seen. Now, if you want to help dismantle the crown and bring the castle down from the inside, that's what we're doing. The legal, non-violent revolution, the higher mind revolution, the one that takes them out within their system. And, you know, maybe we won't win, but I promise you this. Like independence in Alberta, we will move the needle tremendously for all Canadians. And I know how the political system works, the media system. We're going to get all of that looked at. We're going to have journalists looking at our platform when the time comes. You'll watch like this. It just goes like this. It happened with Alberta independence too. We start out slow. Chugga, chugga, choo, choo, the little engine that couldn't. And it does, and then it gets up to speed, right? That's going to be us. And then everybody says, oh, how did they do that? How did that happen? Well, it's a lot of work and a mass amount of organizational skills and training and getting people together, and there's stages. So just be patient, everybody. Rome wasn't built in a day. I can promise you that. So that's the news this morning. I know I still have 4 videos to do. I think Sheffrey's going to be one of those videos because I really want to get the collusion of Pierre Poilievre and Justin Trudeau. All Canadians need to know that. So if you want to see that, it's going to be on Sheffrey's Awakened here. I think it's Jeremy Awakened. That'll be on tonight. And I'll be on with him, and we're going to do that. So that's where you're going to see that. And maybe I'll do more. There's another one with Chris Smith, and maybe we'll do some, but I would like to bring Sheffrey with us, right? So we'll figure it out. I'm just such a busy guy, and I haven't seen my daughters in 3 months. That's the other thing too for Sheffrey too, is that I get it with his baby and everything he's going on, but I didn't have my girls for 3 months, and then I did Ontario for 3 months before that, so I saw them very limited over Christmas, and they're very happy to have me, and they're excited. There's things they want to do this week on spring break, and I want to get that done, folks. So yeah, I've kind of put stuff to the side a little bit. I put a few hours in what I could, but it's important, right? It's soul healing for me, like just seeing the expression on their face, and then it hits me too. It's my soul, my kids. It's I love my kids, and I enjoy it. I know they've missed me tremendously, and we've had a lot of fun here for the last couple days, and much more fun I want to have with them. I want to take them to all their fun things, and that's why I got to get this truck done, because no wheels, no fun, right? So we'll get tonight in with Sheffrey. I'm going to change the title of this. We'll put him in there, and so he knows. And I am pleased with so many freedom people from Convoy and others that are wisening up. That's what I call it. They've grown. So if you're able to learn and grow, that's exactly what we're looking for, right? We're not looking for Mr. and Mrs. Fabulous, the best of the best, articulate or super academic minds. That's okay. That's okay. Look at me. I've excelled. I've gone into the highest academic institutions in the world, and I'm still going. I even asked to be part of the Jamaica just as a researcher for Richard. And you know what? He's thinking about it. He made a post, and he put, the monarchy, bring the crown down by the UNSCP 5. And when they administered it, it shows it's just a visual question. It's like break the crown or put on the wreath of Lady Liberty Republic or the Roman Republic, so that everybody knows you don't even have to read or write. That's the question. Check your box. And then they do that for independence too, 84 times. 84 times. And you ask your average academic in Canada or legal professional or historian, and they don't know what I'm talking about, yet so many countries in the world do. And Richard just posted on Twitter, and I posted my landmark that I shared during the 2018 into 2019, the legal path to independence, and I showed and showcased Sudan, 2005. Hands together or wave goodbye? That was the question. A visual question. So you didn't even know how to you didn't even have to be able to read or write. You just look at that and you put your X or your check. And that was it. And that's the UNSCP 5. Administered worldwide, all 5 allies come in and they see it through. Think about that. As long as you don't get a veto from the P5, you follow their simple rules, nothing like the bullshit of the Supreme Court of Canada and the question of Quebec's succession. We can do constitutional conventions the same way, provincially and federally, or just any province by itself. It's not rocket science. It's not impossible, because I can promise you it's been done so very, very, very many times. If you have never read South Africa, 1993 and 94, plus the 1984, all the way to 58, and what the Allies did, only being blocked by UK until eventually what's called penmanship happened, and USA, Russia, and China came together. It was about the same time as Rambo 3. They came together. So when we see all these critical times in the world, when Cold Wars are at the highest, I can take you through history and show you, like the Cuba Missile Crisis. and go back with the nuclear security threat of 1960, and then we see monumental world laws made by all those allies. They come together out of huge close calls every time. I'm not saying that we shouldn't be fearful of what's going on right now. All I'm saying is since 1945, they've been at each other several times. And you know what happens? USA is always the one who comes to reason. And why is that? Well, you can look at the change of presidencies. You can look at the change of parties. I'm not going to get into too much Democrat versus Republican. I'm not an American, but I think folks already know what I'm talking about. And so don't lose hope. Don't lose hope and don't ever give up, because change happens with their support. That's historically a fact. Richard Albert for Jamaica right now is already on it. He gets it. And I would love to be a part of it. I mean, you know, I looked at the panel and I'm probably not saying whatever. I'm just not of the right ethnicity, maybe not the right color, right? And I get that. It's like First Peoples, right? Hard to trust a white guy. You look at that panel, and I like that picture, Mark O'Reilly's. He may be up, he may be sleeping, but I like that picture you sent. But that shows the panel, and I don't know if the Jamaican government would allow me, but who knows? Richard liked it. He knows I know exactly what's going on, and I loved that he posted that picture. Even though I went on independence, I do want to destroy the monarchy. And it's awesome that even I can affect a top legal, world-renowned expert. Isn't that something? It's pretty cool. I guess that's why we're friends. Love you all, everybody. And the Alberta Independence Party, work it out. Those who want to get that to them, work it out. It's okay. But my offer stands. But we're going to need to know probably by June 1st if you're all down with it. And people who know Mark Friesen, I mean, I can probably get him on Twitter. He already knows because Hector Lopez Bofill answered him on Twitter, and he answered back to me, even though Mark was real pissed at me. But my job has always been to care for all Canadians and First Peoples. I am not bullshit. I have no reason to hurt anybody. I have 3 lovely children, 2 daughters. I care tremendously about their future. And whether it's through independence, if the country can't work itself out, or we work it out and we get this right together, I'm game. And I think we can all get it right together. I think we can make Canada great for everybody and dissolve the illusion of left and right. That's my belief. I believe people are way stronger than government. It's just the institutionalization. We got to overcome the propaganda and the bullshit. And like I said, it's funny. I don't know if Ian's there. I see one of our logos. I don't know if that's Jonathan or Ian. One of you's there. But if it's Ian, you did that GTP bot, right? The AI, and you did fascism. And you know what? Do you see, guys? I'm not saying I'm Mr. Smarty Pants, but when I'm nailing the bot down, and the bot is replaying what I say, and anyone in the world can do that, could ask that AI, and they're going to get an answer that I've been teaching for 4 years. So, there's a reason why I'm in World Academia. I've stuck to the course. I'm not saying I'm the smartest guy in the world or anything, but I've done tremendously well for a guy who really has no business being able to get through all that, let alone a Canadian, a welder, and economist. But I've nailed it fairly well. And when you guys research fascist governments, they're all constitutional monarchies. All of them. And also, the extreme National Socialists, the extreme ones, they're all constitutional monarchies. I call them divine socialists because they're not commie, because they have a class structure, right? You have to have superior people in your system, right? Fascist socialists like Nazi Germany, they called it both. People argued about it. There was no argument. It's called, that's a constitutional monarchy. That is a country that creates class structure by defining human beings as gods. That's why I call it divine capitalism, divine socialism, because it's not really true. Anyhow, folks, that's my video for this morning. I'm going to get to work. I got this 88 Ford truck I got to move. I'm trying to squeak mine by, but I have a feeling I'm going to hit a garage or a truck and do more damage. So I don't know. We'll see. Love you all. Goodbye. Get it shared. It's important, especially for Alberta. People should know the news. Thanks. Bye now.